here we go. What's up, everybody? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com, and I have here with me some black guy, aka Derek. What's up, Derek?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, thanks for being here. First of all, I had to have you on because a lot of people don't know this. Some of my original subscribers know this, but I reached out when I first started my YouTube channel. I reached out to five YouTubers who I was subscribed to, and I said, "Hey, I'm a new YouTuber, and I made this video criticizing Black Lives Matter. Do you think you can promote it for me?" And you were the only one, and only had 12 subscribers at the time. You were the only one who said, "Sure, I'll do it." And at the first, it was like a 55-minute video, and I chopped it down to 23 minutes. I said, "I'm sorry, here's a shorter version." And you did it for me. And I was like, "Oh my God, he is so nice." First of all, I want to publicly say thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you so much for doing me that one solid. And I would never forget, because I just needed someone to say, "You know what, this is some good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and promote it." And it's that one time, and I don't, by the way, I only asked you once, and I think people need to understand that when you ask a big YouTuber or any kind of YouTuber to do you a favor, just hit and move, you know what I'm saying? Just ask and then move on. Don't keep trying to drain the well and everything like that. But anyway, I just want to say thank you for believing in me back in July, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was in July. So thanks a lot so much for doing that for me, Derek.
Hey, no problem at all. No problem at all. I mean, like, say if I have time, especially when I'm trying to catch up on my messages and stuff like that, and I check out people's content, and and if I really do like believe it's good and stuff like that, and real quick, just real quick, if
Yeah.
you hear anything in the background, it's my roommate. I just want to say
I
like,
don't hear anything. I think you
okay,
have a good
good.
microphone. I don't hear anything in the background though.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure because like I just wanted to say
What is
if
he
anyone was
having
like,
sex or
what's
something?
happening? It's well, no, it's just obviously since I'm around here, I can like hear and everything that's going on. So I was just like, oh, I hope they can't hear either. I don't know how loud my gain is on the mic and stuff like that. So I was just like, oh, okay.
No,
I hope
I
people aren't
don't.
like, yeah, okay, okay, cool, cool, awesome, awesome. But yeah, but no, continuing what I was saying is that yeah, definitely if I stumble upon somebody's content, if somebody reaches out to me, and if sometimes right place, right time, and I saw your video and I was like, this is good, and I like just everything. It was I knew people would gravitate towards you and stuff. So it's like absolutely, I think it's not just like a plug where like oh I'm just gonna do it just cause. And it was
Yeah.
like no, I this is good. Check it out, and I believe that other people will like you too. And that's every once in a while that's how it happens. And yeah, you're one of the good ones, as they say.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you. Listen, now let me ask you something. What made you, by the way, I'm going to ask you questions I already know, but I want my subscribers to know as much as I do. So here we go. What made you start your YouTube channel?
Well, it was actually originally supposed to be a gaming channel, and with all the crazy stuff that started happening, like say people like say especially it's usually on the far left, it's usually people you call them regressives or whatever,
Yeah.
and they were starting to trying to censor things like hobbies of mine that I love, like just entertainment, the entertainment industry or video games and stuff. And to at a certain point I couldn't just sit by and just stay silent. I had to start speaking my mind, and I'm no stranger to this. I've actually, like, say about 7 years ago, I used to have a YouTube channel, but it was strictly about politics, and I was kind of like more in the libertarian camp where I would preach those type of politics, and and then so it was kind of a natural feel for me to start ranting and stuff, and then it just took off from there.
Hmm. Speaking of that, somebody's like, well, one of my favorite YouTubers who are conservative is ABL, which is Anthony B. Logan,
Yeah.
Tree of Logic, and some black guy. I say some black guy's not conservative. I was like, where you get that from? You know what I'm saying? You're my boo, but I mean, why do people think that you are a hardcore conservative?
Well, it happens a lot, especially, people, if you tend to defend somebody, like say for example, if you defend like Donald Trump, like I have a few times, because there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of misinformation that's been put out, and when you try to just sift through all that stuff, and people kind of automatically take that as an endorsement, where it's like, well, you obviously like Trump, and it's stupid because I find myself having to say it almost each time I talk about Trump. I have to say that I'm like, he's not really my guy. Like I mean, in my opinion, he's a little goofy and stuff. He's not like he's not the and I'll admit he's not the worst. He's definitely not the worst president. It's far, or at least candidate, that I think we could have had. But the whole thing is just simply just coming to the defense of somebody that's in the conservative camp
Yeah.
will put you. Like say there's people that are extremely more liberal, like way more left leaning than I am at all, and they're being called like alt right and stuff like that. You know.
What?
Yeah, like say for example, if you know who Chris Reagan is,
Yes,
this
I
guy,
love
yeah,
him. I love Chris Reagan. Oh, I love
yeah,
that guy so
right, good
much.
guy, good channel, and he gets
Yes.
called, just a conservative alt right, just everything under the sun. When
No, he's
it's so not him. It's funny. It's just what
totally
happens.
not him. They don't know Chris at all. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
For them to call him that, no, Chris? No way, no way. Not him, not him. But here's another thing. Why did you pick the name Some Black Guy? You know that's caused a lot of white people some problems, right? When they're friends with you, they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have some black guy over here." Like, oh, well, that's so fucking racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you pick that name?
Well, it goes back super far, and it's for the same reasons why I picked it, though. Again, back when MySpace was the hottest thing,
Yeah,
so
I
mid two
remember that.
thousands.
Mm-hmm.
I was an avid user. I would use it all the time, and I changed my name, because you can change your username all the time. So I changed my name to that, as Some Black Guy. And I remember specifically, like I just had a really good laugh with one of my friends, where he tried to I tried to add him, and he said that he messaged me and said like he was laughing because it said some black guy wants to be your friend, and so it was kind of like, so it just like it was like funny. It was a good like Yeah, so it was a good play on, like it worked really well. So when I chose this name, it was for the same reasons. I wanted people to, kind of laugh and sometimes like get uncomfortable. And I love the fact that, say, like I got that silver play button, and it says on it, it just says some black guy, like, say, and people are just having a good time laughing at it, because it's so like politically incorrect. And that's what that's what I'm about, though. Like, say, the type of humor that I'm into, like,
Yeah,
I hate just how everybody's trying to say, no, only this type of humor is acceptable. And I'm like, no, dude, no, no, no,
exactly.
nothing's off limits. Like,
Right.
you don't have to like it, but like, say, there's a lot of type of humor that I'm like, it's not for me either. So
Right.
it's just, well, I'm not gonna try to censor you.
And you are funny, actually. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I have to say this. If someone is a voyeur, they would love your channel because they get to see. Like I would say, go from the maybe not in the very beginning, but when you start really like moving from place to place and you start exposing so much of yourself, it was like I'm gonna tell you when because I used to I didn't subscribe to you until the cultural appropriation video. You remember that
Okay.
one? Okay, that's when I
Yeah.
subscribed. But before then, I would just hop on your channel to see what background you're gonna have in the to see which couch you're gonna be sleeping on this time. And I mean, you know what? You are so transparent, Derek, because I'm gonna follow up with a question that I'm kind of like dealing with myself. You're so transparent. You expose like, okay, this is I got fired from my job. Hey, let me tell
Hmm.
you about that. Okay, I broke up with my girlfriend. She crazy. Let me tell you about that. You know what I'm saying? And she broke my heart. She just said the other. And this is the one from last year, not the recent one. We're talking
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And then your health problems, okay? And then I find it funny, and I had to chuckle at myself one time when I said, "Oh, I said some black guy got a new video. Let me see whose couch he's sleeping on tonight, right?" So it's like, are you afraid? Now, by the way, so you went from rags to not riches, but you're doing good, okay?
Yeah.
So I would have to say, do you ever put up those videos where you really expose your personal life and then think second thoughts?
No, not really. It's just it's always kind of been. I mean, since I was a little kid, even when I went to a private elementary school where we were just put on display, we did singing numbers, we did all these things, plays and stuff. So I've always felt kind of exposed, and I've always kind of felt just used to people seeing me, and so at a certain extent, there was even a point in my life where I wanted to audition for that TV show, The Real World on MTV. I
Oh
wanted to be,
no,
yes,
really?
this was, yeah, this, because I just wanted to be, I either wanted to be a musician or an entertainer. And since music wasn't going so well, it's very difficult and to break through. And so I think they would really love me. I think the producers would love,
Yeah, I
uh,
agree. They would.
yeah.
They would.
So I was gonna go for that angle, but I never really quite went through it. But it was always like, say, I don't mind being exposed. And the thing is, especially since I feel like, well, with YouTube, well, for me personally, it is like it's a personal thing. The people that are watching me, I can see them. You know, it's not just like TV where, yeah, you have ratings and that's all you can look at, just numbers. But you see these people every time you put out a video. You see them in your comment section. You see what people. Sometimes when something bad happens to me, people pour their heart out and they tell
Yeah,
me, and then it just
but you
we
can't
get
help
to.
it with you, with a person like you, because you pull your everything into the video. You can't help but kind of love you in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I just want to have a better connection, you know, with my audience, and I just want to. That's why I put out stuff, and some people say, "Oh, it's nobody's business. You shouldn't be putting this stuff out." Like some people will say that. I understand, but it's just me personally. This is how I do things, and I want people to just know that I'm just some guy, like, you know, I'm just some black guy, but you know, like I'm just a guy like everybody else. I don't want you people to know, like, say, my struggles, my journey, and show you that, say, look, you guys can do this too. It's the same thing with that guy Philip DeFranco. Like his story reminds me so much of myself, where so many struggles in his life, and now this guy's like what 5 million subs,
Yes.
set, you know, and it's really inspiring to hear that stuff than just being like I'm just some faceless entertainer, you know, like I let people know that there's a background to this person, and that's just me. That's how I like to do things.
And your background is documented. That's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah,
it is a great journey, especially when you're going through your little health challenges. It's good to see like people have their downs and they're not fake, where everything is bubbly and everything is cotton candy and roses and nothing shitty is happening in my life. Everything is great. Where here is a YouTuber. Not saying you're the only one. There's a lot of people on
yeah,
YouTube who really expose like here's some downs, here we go, let me show you the shit in addition to the sugar. And that's what I really appreciate about you, to the point where I said I had to subscribe because I wanted to follow you on your journey. Now this segues to your content,
yeah,
and I can also can tell your what's going on in your life just by the type of content you produce. And what I'm talking about was when you got into your most recent relationship. Let me just tell you, as a faithful subscriber, you were at your funniest before you, like when you two got hooked up and before you actually went to Greece. I mean, I was on the floor laughing my ass off at your comedy skits and the things that you were saying in your videos. And I was like, wow, what the and I didn't know you was in a relationship with her yet. I said, wow, what he, Derek must hit the lottery because he is so happy. And it's like, damn, he's so funny. He's so happy. He's so funny. And then when he's like, hey guys, because I'm not subscribed to your, I need to be your other channel, which is, what is that, Derek? Tell me,
oh, that one is it's called Some Black Media, and what it is, it's just it's gonna be all the stuff that's just, you know, my hobby stuff. Like I love reviewing music, playing video games, doing random stuff. So that one's just more for, say, if you actually are, like, say, if you really want to know more about me and stuff like that, it would be subscribe to my second channel, and it's gonna be the production might be a little bit lower and stuff like that because it's more just like I'm just want to pump out some stuff that like I played, for example, I just joined Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch now. I've just played some video games. I just put a segment from that on there so people can like, hey, watch this, have a good time.
Yeah, see, I didn't know you was exposing that part of your life, and I'm hardly on Twitter, so I
Yeah,
didn't know about your relationship and everything. Till
yeah.
you was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be moving someplace, and everything." I said, "God, don't let it be Germany. Don't let it be Germany. Don't let it be Germany." You know what I'm saying? You said Greece. I was like, and then I started reading the comments, and I saw your then girlfriend. I was like, "Oh, that's why." Then here's the thing. You came back. Y'all broke up. You came back, and then the video right before your "we broke up" video. Did you see how like unhappy you were or in that video, or do you pay attention? You're not happy in that. I was like, uh-oh, he's back in California. Now here's the thing. I didn't know you had broken up. I was like, wow, Derek's demeanor is a little different. His energy is a little low. Is he missing his girlfriend because he's back in California, Cali? And then that's when the next video comes out that you broke up, and I was like, oh, that's why. Are you aware that you are that transparent with your energy slash emotions?
And yeah, I can in a way, yeah, especially because depending on how I feel is definitely what type of content I'm gonna put out. Like say, especially like I recorded two back-to-back videos where I just wanted to like rant and get things off my chest and stuff, and also the video about me breaking up and stuff was one of those things too where I just wanted to. I wanted to reach out because I've done it. This is actually, if people want to know, this is the third time something like this has happened.
Yep, I
Yeah,
know.
so it basically, I don't know, for moving forward, I definitely want to be a little bit more careful a little bit because I've never
How about
been,
discreet? I don't think this is just my opinion. We can have
yeah.
a little small debate about it. If you're in a relationship, I don't think nobody needs to know.
Yeah, see, no, yeah, I understand that, and like I understand that especially, but it's just me as an entertainer. I just wanted to, me personally, I've always loved the idea, even when say I wanted to do music, I always wanted to be the front man because I wanted to reach out, I wanted to talk to the audience, I wanted to connect with them.
Yes.
I wanted to build like connections with these people, and it's the same thing. Like I wanted people, yeah, and it's I wanted, like I said, I want people to just really just know the real side of me too. Like I don't want to just be like, oh, this guy is so lucky and everything's so great and stuff. I'm like, nah, dude. Like I hurt just like everybody else. I make mistakes. Oh man, I've made plenty of mistakes.
We
I mean,
all
there's
have.
so
We all
right.
have.
So that's just what's going on. Like where it's just another thing where I wouldn't call like say what happened with the relationship a mistake by any means. It's just there was just a lot of bad timing, yada yada. But I'm not. I don't regret like say I don't regret letting people know what's going on now. Like say I'm hoping is what I would love for there to just be is just I just want things to be good. I just want to keep moving forward. I would love to report and tell people about good times, and I don't want to be woe is me. I don't
No,
want to be
no,
like
no, no.
that,
It's not just no woe is me. To me, I don't know about anybody else, but when I look at your videos, I'm looking like a guardian angel. Because I'm gonna tell you the one where you almost got mugged. I got really angry at you because I said, how come he's not observing his surroundings? How come he doesn't realize that he's in an area where someone walks up close to him, he should back up and never. And then again, I said, well, wait a minute, Tree, you never did kind of like scoop that to him and everything like that. But the fact is that you were okay. I said to myself, you know what? He's going to be okay. He has good people around him. Shit happens. But the fact that that did happen to you, it kind of puts your subscribers who care about you on the edge. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, that's okay. That's one thing I didn't really consider. Yeah, saying how, yeah, especially people worrying. I don't want, because that's one thing I don't want people to I don't want them to worry in that sense and stuff because like I one of the reasons I want to let people know, yeah, this happened, but I'm fine. And it was one of those things where it was stupid in hindsight. There are so many just scenarios. I did something even worse that I didn't even tell people. Well, I didn't do well. What I did was because I left this out because it wasn't really that important. But before the guy tried to attack me, he first and why he seemed pretty like I grew up in where I grew up. There's a lot of like thugs, right? There's a lot of
Yeah,
cholos, right?
yeah.
And so it was just like whatever. I hang around. I grew up around these people. He doesn't look scary or sketchy to me. This is just what people I see. So he asked for a lighter. He needed a lighter, and I'm just like, all right. So I went to the other side of my I went to the other side of my car, and the thing is, I am so lucky, I guess, because this guy could have easily ambushed me while I was opening up my door and
Yeah.
driven off in my car or something like that. He just waited until he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And then he just decided to attack me. And yeah, and now like I'm completely guards up, right? It's just this is
Yes.
the first thing like that has ever happened to me in my city. Like I've been jumped when I went on tour. I went on the road with my old band. Things have happened, right? But this was just I've always felt safe in my city. And this was the first incident, and like I'm almost 30, so that's why my guard was so let down, and never again. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. I think sometimes when we learn that lesson personally, it won't happen again. And that's another thing I said just that. Well, he knows now. You know what I'm saying? So it won't happen again. It only take one time for that to happen, and done. Now, and let's segue to your brief little musical career, whatever. Because a lot of people don't realize that you were in a band. You play. Okay, the two instruments I'm familiar with you playing are the guitar and the drums. Am I missing some? If I'm missing another instrument.
Well, those are the two main ones, but I
Okay.
can I can play like the bass guitar. I can play a little bit of the keys. Like say I know like a couple of songs on the piano, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just I've always just tried to do the whole jack of all trades, which is it's kind of in hindsight also too. I would have rather just focused on one instrument and mastered it, because I'm just all over the place. And but those are the two main ones: guitar and drums. And the funny thing is, I've always wanted to just sing. And then somehow I would always just do something else. It never. It's one of those things where I put something on a pedestal, something I really want to do. It somehow it doesn't. I divert. I divert into something else. It's weird. It's weird.
Now, what got you into metal?
That was interesting. I just since I kind of got lucky to where when I really started to grow up and my mind started to develop, my mom put me in this private elementary school because she just wanted me to have like an advantage or whatever. And there wasn't anybody. Everybody was pretty much the same. Like there was different races of people, but no one had any. There was no like say just huge influence of music that was brought in there. Like say there wasn't just all these people that are listening to the hip hop or the top 40 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it just like basically what how my music came to be was just kind of what I gravitate towards to, and which was like martial arts. I love martial arts, and one of my favorite movies at the time, or I still love it, Mortal Kombat, the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie. The soundtrack was nothing but techno, like just a
Yeah.
bunch of EDM and metal. And so those were my first two like musics that I grew up loving. I was like, this is awesome. And that's really where it manifested from, just wanting to find more music that sounded like that. And once I started watching more TV, obviously I started getting into hip hop because that's what I started seeing. That was the thing. Hip hop was the thing, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good too. But it never my love for like metal and like say just hearing some electronic music. It never like hip hop never went over that. I just still that the metal got heavier. It just I love it. It's good. Once you understand it, it's fantastic.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. So then so is it safe to say that all of the bands that you joined were metal bands?
No, I've played so many different genres. So it started off as metal, and then the next band I was in a punk band. I
A punk band.
Yeah, I was in a punk band. That was really fun. I That was probably one of the most fun I've had in because like the punks they just like this have like I don't give a fuck attitude. They
Yeah.
just and we wrote at a certain point for like a month straight we wrote like a song almost every day, and
Oh wow.
it was ridiculous, but it worked so well, and it was so fun. And that we disbanded really quickly because it's just it wasn't serious. We were in high school, and but then yeah, metal. I was in a rockabilly band.
What's
I love
that? What's rockabilly?
yeah, rockabilly. It's just like a, it's like an offshoot of rock and roll where all of these, you see all those people that have these like these quiffs, their hair, the greasers, the stuff that the greasers would always listen to.
Oh,
People with the
wait, you
stand-up
had
basses and
that?
stuff. Like yeah, like the Stray Cats and stuff. Yeah, I was in a rockabilly band. Hey, it was good. What are you picturing?
I'm picturing you with one of those fake Elvis Presley tight hairdos with no grease
Definitely,
with the sideburns.
that definitely wasn't me. No, 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 no. I still wore I just wore like I wore a beanie or hat like I usually do. We did take some promo
oh,
pics where we dressed nice. We just
oh
but
God.
if
Whew.
you if you look up, you have to it doesn't have very many hits, but if you look up, we called the band Ghost of a Stranger, and the
Okay.
song is called Lonesome. You have to put in Lonesome because if you type in just Ghost of a Stranger,
Uh huh.
there's a really huge metal band. One of their songs is called Ghost of a Stranger. That'll pop up, and that's where we got our name from.
Okay.
But
I
yeah, so
definitely check it out.
if you want to check it out, I'm on the drums. I loved it. My friends were all in the band together. We had this female singer, Mandy. She's amazing, one of the most talented voices I've ever worked with. So I really missed that band actually.
Wow. Wow. So basically, even though you wanted to be a front man, you end up being in the back with the drums.
Yeah, and that happened because okay, so first I started off like learning to play the guitar, and I was like, I'll play the guitar and sing at the same time. But then what happened is my original drummer, this was the first band I was in, probably when I was like 14 or something.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to play anymore, and because it was getting a little bit too like serious and not just fun, and because I was just I was just trying to like
What does
practice,
that
practice,
mean?
practice. Well, there's a lot of people that join bands just to have fun, right? They
Okay.
just want to jam and have a good time. But I knew I wanted to be a musician, so I had to practice and get better.
Okay.
And I was just like, I'm going to try to progress as much, and I expect everybody else to do that too. Like, I'm hoping everybody else that's in here is going to be just as serious. They want to take it just as serious. Like, we're going to have fun, obviously. We're gonna screw around and we're gonna have plenty of fun, but we're also gonna treat it like a second job. We're gonna finish school and then we're gonna go practice and get better. And so that happens plenty. That happens a lot with people. They're like, "Oh, well, this isn't as fun as I thought it was gonna be." And then so what happened was the bass. Once the drummer left, I filled in on drums. The bassist became the guitarist, and we're like, "We'll find a singer later. We'll just work on the music." So we just kept jamming, and then I became one of the best drummers in the area. Like there was just me and then this other guy. We were like the two good drummers, and it just that was what was always in demand. Drummers were very hard to come around, so people just like, could you drum for me? Could you do this? Could you do that? There's plenty of guitarists, plenty of people
Was
wanting to
there a
sing.
paycheck in this?
Not yet. It got to the one band that I joined when I was 18. They're this metal band called We Are the End. They're actually still active. They're just about to release a music video. And when I joined them, that was when I thought, okay, I know this is going to work out. But I quit, say, 2 years into 2006. I quit around 2008 because it was the thing. I wanted to be a front man and try to escape the drums, but I just kind of got trapped in it again. So I left because I was like, I just want to do my own thing. And they shortly after they got signed to the most prestigious, metal label. They're called Metal Blade. And they almost they pretty much made it, but then now they're still kind of, but so that was they started getting paid. They made it to the point where it's like the sales are good, the merch is good, you're getting plays offline and stuff like that. And so I was right there. I was right there, but then I kind of figured that music wasn't really exactly what I wanted to do. My heart wasn't into it. And doing this, being like, say, like an independent entertainer, doing something like this was like, okay, I think I found my calling. This is exact. I feel very comfortable doing this.
Derek, I don't understand. If you want to be a front man and you would get these drumming jobs, why not start your own band?
That's one thing that I always wanted to do. It was just really hard to, and I guess I wasn't willing to put in the work and the and invest the money to, because the one thing is it's very hard in a band to rely on a lot of people, especially the more, obviously the more people you have, and usually the type of bands I would be in, we want to at least have 5 members, so me and 4 other people. And so now there's 4 other people that you're hopefully that are going to be on the same page, which is so hard. So another thing that I could have done was just learn all the instruments myself, something so I can make the music just as good as it can be, and then just record everything myself and maybe try to find people afterwards. But the thing was, it was a little bit tougher to do that. Now I felt like there's a possibility. I might do this now because technology is so good that,
Hmm.
say for example, I don't need to find a drummer. There's these drum machines, these programs that you can't even tell that they're machines. You think they're
Really?
people. Yeah. You think they're most bands nowadays that I listen to, they don't even have live drummers anymore. They program the drums and you can't even tell. And the thing is,
Wow.
it's amazing. So now what I can do is just program the drums or pay somebody to do it because I don't know how to work those programs. And I'm too lazy to figure them out myself. So I can just like do that, write my own music. I have tons of songs like just backlogged that, I can just dish out. But once I get my YouTube channel established and I feel like, say, I know I can make a consistent amount of money, because that's one thing I'm always battling against, trying to stay consistent with the money that I'm earning each month. It's always like a race against the clock, where, oh,
Hmm.
okay, it's going to be good. Like, say, I'm not going to make as much as I made last month because it was a fantastic month for me. So this month, I'm just trying to compare to, January or something. And it's just like, it's stressing me out, which is kind of funny. Like, even though I'm doing something that I absolutely love, I'm still stressing out about it, but well, it is what it is.
I'm gonna ask you about the stress in a minute, but let me ask you something. I'm curious, as just a spectator, what is the chain of demand when it comes to musicians? Is it, of course, I think the first is the vocals. Is it guitar then drums, or drums then guitar?
I would say, I would say, guitar than drums.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that, and that's kind of like, say, where, yeah, in the bases, everybody always makes fun of the bases, saying like, "Oh, they don't matter. Like, get them out of here." But yeah, that's kind of how it always is. And one thing though I've always noticed is usually like the front man, the vocalist is always just the rock star and stuff. Obviously they're gonna have the most cameras on them and everything like that.
Right.
But most bands, if you were asking like where the talent lies and who's in charge and just everything and who should really get the most recognition, it's usually one of the guitarists. Usually one of the guitarists is they're the ones, usually somebody's writing almost all of the music.
Yeah, and
Like,
you're right about that. I used to date someone who was in a rock band, and he was the manager and the lead, and he was a guitarist. He didn't deal with the vocals or anything. He wrote the music. He actually was the hardest worker in the band. That's the reason why we broke up, because he had no time for the relationship. But he
uh,
did everything for the band, and he was just the person who was playing the lead guitar in the band. So you're right about that.
yeah, so that's kind of like, I had struggles with that when I was in high school and stuff. I was writing most of the music and everything. And at a certain point, like, say, when you have all these different people, then they want to start inputting stuff, and then that's when things get complicated, because sometimes, are you gonna be how are you gonna, like, say, have people bring in their ideas and possibly destroy something
Oh yeah,
you know what I
good
mean? It
point.
gets
Yeah,
complicated.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I had a lot of issues with that with the last band that I was in. There's the guitarist that he was the guy that wrote all the stuff, but his songs were brilliant. But other people wanted input, but he was savage. He did not care. He would tell you point blank, your songs or your riffs or whatever, they're garbage, and
He
we're not
sound
using
like
them.
Prince from Purple Rain movie.
Dude, that's a great example because it was like that, and you know, uh, I wish that dude all the best because, like I said, he's revamping the band, about to release a music video and everything like that. But it's just been an ongoing battle because how he has this perfectionist mentality, and it's so hard for him to get. And I was kind of the same though
Yeah.
because I'm like I have this picture in my head how things should sound, and sometimes people want to like, oh, I have this idea, and sometimes I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, it's just not good. It's not good, and it sounds so arrogant, but it's just like, well, if it sounds like, honest, I'm like, I'm not one of those people. I'm like, if it sounds good, hell yeah, I want to use it. If
Yeah.
you write something good, absolutely, let's use it. But
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
not everybody can write. It's just like say you have some performers, like you have the pop stars. A lot of them don't write their music. You know what I mean? A lot of them don't write their music because they're just great performers. They're great singers. And then you have the producers and songwriters behind the scenes that are amazing, like
Right.
artists and stuff, but they can't perform. So it's just
Right.
people kind of like there has to be a system.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. What are you doing for your stress?
What am I doing for my stress? It's usually it's me just kind of zoning out playing video games, and
What? That
it's
don't count.
well, look, it kind of does, right? It's
No,
not
it
now.
doesn't.
It's not look. I'm not saying that like, oh, it's because it obviously that doesn't work for everybody, right? I think people have different ways that they deal with stress. Like, say, number one, before I had my heart condition thingy, it was just going to gym like all the time. I
Yeah.
just I love
Did that
you know
stop you from working out? Because I remember that phase where you were really hitting the weights and then it stopped.
that was the major thing that stopped me. Now I'm starting to get back into it, especially
Okay.
since I've probably gained, like, last year I probably gained like 20 pounds. Because
And then,
just
so you
just
want us to fat shame you now?
I'm actually later on I was gonna make another video like an addendum because I was just like, hey guys, I'm getting too big, fat shame me, check me, and then no, people were doing it for the first couple weeks and they kind of fell off, especially when I stopped like posting or doing anything on my
They
Instagram.
probably thought it
And
was hurting your feelings.
no, it definitely not. I I need it. I need people to like tell me shit so I can be like, all right, you're right, like
No,
say.
man.
Now
See,
the thing
here's
is,
the thing. We've tried to fat shame you. Those new subbies don't know the relationship of your old subscribers. They'll start like getting down on our ass and protecting you. White knighting you and shit like that. So like, don't you
that's
talk about him like that? Who the hell are you? You fat bitch. Blah, 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 blah. I'm
that's
like,
true.
dude,
Yeah.
he want us to fat shame him so he can get in the gym.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's another, I mean, I'll make another video, especially when because I just started. The thing was, I was actually supposed to go today, but my friend canceled on me, so it's fine. But
No
we'll
excuse. You don't need someone to help you. You don't need somebody to go to the gym with.
no,
Go
no,
to the
no,
gym
no, no.
by yourself.
Actually, no. I agree. Here's the thing. The only I actually I there used to be a gym down the street from my hometown, and that was the gym that we would all go to. Now it's closed, so now the closest gym is pretty far away. And
Oh,
since I just moved back, like before I left, I sold my car,
yeah.
and I haven't gotten a new one. Now, say I can. Now I'm dancing between either buying more equipment for the YouTube and stuff,
Yes.
or just getting a cheap car.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just something that's going to be point A to point B. I haven't
Right.
made up my mind yet, but that's one thing I work on the subject of working out. I work out much better alone than when there's people around.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I'm just in the zone. I'm not worrying about. I can't really. I usually don't do what other people do either. Other than say when I'm warming up or something like on an elliptical or something, and then after that it's like, all right, well, let's go our separate ways.
Right,
So
right, right. Yeah.
but right now it was mutually beneficial to go with this guy because I have the membership where I can bring guests. So he just drives, and then it's like
Oh,
basically
okay.
Yeah, he uses
Yeah.
my membership, and then but he drives over there. So
I got it. I got it. I got
yeah,
it. Okay, that's a
yeah,
good excuse. You can get away with that one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's just a little unfortunate because I'm at like the mercy of him driving. So
Yeah.
now that he couldn't go, like I couldn't go, I was just like shit.
Why are you so fascinated with so many different countries in Europe to visit?
It's just I've had this huge travel bug since I was young, especially all the DVDs, the music DVDs I would watch, all the concert DVDs and stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing people travel, like they usually have like a live show, and then they would have like a mini documentary showing them travel, having a good time, hanging out with other bands that are on the ticket. And I just fell in love with that stuff, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to travel. I want to meet other people. I want to meet fans from other places, and just hang out with people, and just hear different experiences and stuff. Like I just want to be like I just want to travel, and I never really got the opportunity to do it. I tried a few times, and
Yeah.
this was finally I have the means. It was like I can work from anywhere now, and
Yes.
so yeah. I went to Greece first because I, that my ex that I was talking to, and I've kind of changed things around since I came back. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stay grounded. I want to actually stay disciplined. I want to officially establish myself because I haven't had a place to call my own since I was 19. Like when I was
Oh,
19,
wow.
yeah, I moved out when I was 19 from my mom's house, and then I had my apartment. And since then, I would always be renting out rooms or moving. One time I moved in with my mom. She lives in Arizona. I went over
Right.
there to save a little bit of money, things like that. I would just be bouncing around, and that's one thing. Talking to my mom, it would
When
always.
did you temporarily stay in your car?
Yeah, well, okay. I temporary that was an experiment basically because this
Okay.
is okay. So what I was gonna do was I wanted to see because I imagine me backpacking. I wanted to backpack in Europe, but I imagine me backpacking. There would be some
Dude, you're
times
such a
that
black gypsy. You're grounded. I don't even think you're possible. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't think it's possible for you to be grounded. You're just like a feather. You're everywhere.
I like going place. I just like going. Now the thing is, and it's not even that because I do want to establish myself, but it's just I usually like say for in 2015 I was gonna just say all right, I am gonna stay in Arizona. It is cheap, the apartments, the houses are cheap. Like no, my boss said she had a 5 bedroom house and she would pay just 900 a month. I was like,
Wow.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I was just like, Arizona is cheap. And all you have to do is deal with, 120-degree weather 3 months out of the year. And then, but that's it. And to a lot of people, it's worth it. To me, I was like, okay, that seems worth it too. But then things happen. Different variables came in my life, and then that's where things got messed up. And instead of me just being like thinking like a rational adult and being like, I'm just gonna stay put and I'm just gonna keep, I'm gonna just establish myself and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, chance to travel, let's go. And I'm not gonna do that anymore. What I'm gonna do is I am going to just establish myself here in Orange County, California. I'm gonna remain here. And the thing is, I'm just gonna every once in a while, like say normal people, just have a vacation.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you.
Woo! I'm happy to hear that. I'm sorry I interrupted you when you was talking about your experiment in the
Oh yeah, the
car.
experiment. So before, because there was I was going to backpack in Europe, right? And there was no guarantee that I would have a place to stay. I was just like, maybe I'll get like a tent or something and
Uh-huh.
crash in a tent. And so one thing I want to do is like, I don't know if I can handle that. So what I thought was, let me at least see if I can live in my car, just having like, because think about it. Like say when you're in your car, you don't have access to a kitchen, you don't have
No.
access to the bathroom, you don't have access to anything. So
No.
what you would have to do is use businesses to wash up or whatever. I had a gym membership, so whatever. I would just go there. But
Yeah.
But say, and then I would just kind of have my car as like the tent. I tried to do like an experiment to see, can I do this comfortably? Because I don't want to just go to Europe and think that, yeah, this is gonna be fine, and then all of a sudden I'm just in agony. I'm just thinking that this is so miserable. I can't handle this. So when I did the car thing for like a month, and it was awful.
Wow, a month.
Yeah, it
I
was
couldn't
fucking
do it for
awful.
a week.
It was awful. All I tell you that I commend people that live out of their car, because that was, well. Granted, I had a very tiny car too. I had this
Oh
Celica.
no.
So yeah, I had a Celica. So it was really hard to live in it. Maybe if I had a truck or something, it would have been better. So it was tough, and it was very humbling. So I also thought that, yeah, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to backpack because without money, and because I didn't have money. So that was kind of the plan. I'm just going to go with just a couple of checks saved up and wing it. And sleeping in my car completely just destroyed that notion. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. Yeah.
I'm telling you something. I think a lot of your subscribers will be so relieved to hear that you're going to attempt to be grounded in Cali. Um, that's really wonderful news. I actually am really relieved because I'm like, good Lord, it's just I'm so happy to hear that because and then you can't take vacations. That's the best thing. When I lived in Germany for 5 years, I never got rid of my house because I was like, I always have to have a home base to come back to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that was the case because when I call it fleeing from Germany, I didn't have to come and stay at somebody's home or sleep on their couch and try to find an apartment. I had a home waiting for me. And I would like to share that experience with you. It's like, listen, yes, get your own place. And then you can live anywhere you want around the world. And if shit hits the fan, you always got your own place. Of course you got your mom, but you always got your own place to come home to, that's there waiting for you, or you have your friend there watching it for you while you're out and about traveling the world. And the world is going to be there, you know what I'm saying? And I would probably say that there are some countries out there who are not infested with the whole refugees crisis that are easy to visit. But the thing about it is that it's best to visit when you really don't have to worry about what's happening in your own country. We're not talking about like bad things here in America, but as far as your living environment. Did that make sense? What I'm talking about?
Yeah. 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 Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I totally understand.
yeah, yeah. Now I gotta fuss at you. What the hell happened to I am a coon shirts? How did you
Oh,
let that go, Derek? I'm so like I tweeted you about that. I was like, dude, I got some sales for you. I'm getting with some artists. I'm getting with some designs. Now here's shit. What's going on?
well, look, that it happened again, because like,
Oh,
say, I even said, check it out. Early March, I said on Twitter that I'm looking into having merch, because I'm still getting bombarded with people saying I want some type of t-shirt or something. And so I reached out to some artists, and it basically happened again. Like, there was now I have to do this. I have to do it again. I have to reach out to people again, because the ones that I did agree to work with, they didn't come through. They just kind of they just
yeah, I
stopped
know.
talking to
You
me.
know what? You're gonna have to. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to go to like a actual a site.
Yeah,
Like
professional.
freelancer.com or I can't say Fiverr, but Elance. I think there are places where you got people who actually will pay and as at a good rate. I have got a lot of business from Bangladesh and other places, even Pakistan, if you can believe it or not. Some artists who did some damn good job. Actually, my avatar, my Wonder Woman avatar that you see on my YouTube channel, that was
Yeah.
done. I commissioned a artist out of Thailand for that. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
nice.
Out of Thailand. And you know what you could do? Oh, here's a free if you don't wanna if you really wanna without having to register, go to DeviantArt and type in whatever artist you're looking for or whatever. And a lot of those people on DeviantArt, the ones who are not like into the fetish stuff, actually, yeah, because it's ooh, that's
Yeah, yeah, DeviantArt gets weird sometimes.
gets weird. Are you serious? That's an understatement. But like when you get into the clean, nice section of DeviantArt, where you have actually bona fide artists who will sell their work or are ready for a commission, and you tell them exactly what you want, how you want it, they'll do it for you, and it's at a cheap price. So instead of reaching out, because people are flaky, you know what I'm saying? And I hate
Yeah,
flakiness. I'm all about business. And
yeah.
that's another way you can actually get someone to come through for you.
Yeah, you're right, and that's something that I've learned to where I'm going to do that. I did reach out to one artist that is he was just a little bit too professional for me, but
What the hell does that mean?
what I
You're
mean
a
is
too
his
professional.
no what I
What?
mean is his prices are insane,
Oh,
basically. or
he's too
or
expensive.
He's too way too expensive. I was
Okay.
just trying to be nice, but no, he's just too professional.
Nah, you
No,
don't be
what I
nice.
mean,
He's
but
being
what made me mad about this is I've known this guy for a really long time, and
and
so
he wouldn't give you the
when
friend
he
discount.
yeah, and that's the thing when he told me. Well, first he asked me. I didn't get to reply right away, but he asked me, he's like, "Hey, how much are you willing to spend?" And before I got to answer, he just sent me, "How about you send me just hundreds of dollars at first up front, and then the hundreds of dollars that are like basically want me to pay like yeah." Like this guy that I've known for a really long time to pay for just a graphic, something that I can have made into shirts, wanted me to pay like hundreds of dollars, and I was just like, dude,
What?
like I've gotten some stuff. Look, I've gotten one thing that like I've gotten a few things for free, right?
Yes.
That people are just like, hey, you can use this, and they're
Yeah.
pretty good, but they're not exactly what I was looking for. So I was like,
Right.
I have
Right.
to like actually commission somebody.
Right.
But
Right.
this dude, I was expecting him to like, I would easily like say, oh, $100, dude, I'll shoot you $100. No, but I mean,
Yeah.
you're a homie, like you're a homie, and
Mine
like you're
only
here.
cost $70.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, and
It's
that
only
looks
cost
good.
$70, and I told him, okay. Now he made two of them for me. One of the avatars, her boobs a little too big, but I was like, okay, I'm not gonna nitpick. But I said, I want the star here. Don't make this crown gold, make it silver. I mean, I was like, boom, boom, boom. He did exactly. He sent me a draft. I said, nope, change this, change that, change this. Even though I had submitted changes, the price still stayed the same.
They're the same.
$70, Derek. $70.
You want to email me this guy's
Absolutely, I sure will. I will share you his information. He's really good. He's really good. He's from
I'm
Thailand, and he does a damn good job. Very good with communication skills, because I don't like that. I send you something, all of a sudden I don't hear nothing from you for several. I don't like that shit. I'll get my money back quick, fast, and hurry. I gotta have communication about
yeah.
what's going on and where you are with the status. This guy is an exceptional, and I will absolutely send you his information. So no worries on that. 70
Sounds good.
bucks.
Appreciate that. Sounds good.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Okay, two more things. God, I can't believe we're getting down in time. We're just having a good time conversing. Where do you
hmm
want to take? What do you want to take your YouTube channel in the future?
I actually, the thing is, and like I said in the beginning, that I didn't even I didn't want to start off with like say getting very political. I wanted to be more. I honestly wanted to be more apolitical. I wanted to have a good time. I want people now. Like I'm still trying to move more in that direction of just being more comedic. I want to talk about like if I do talk about something serious, I still want people to laugh. And once they're done with my video, they feel like their spirits are a little bit elevated, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking to see if I can get. Where basically there's two channels that I was just wanting to do. I wanted to be like a crossover of there's this channel called H3 Productions.
Yes.
Yeah, I want it to be like them where they're just about the memes and having a good time. And then also if I do want to talk about something serious, I want to be more like say Philip DeFranco, where he can
Mm-hmm.
talk about anything and he can have people on like all political spectrums kind of watch his videos, be informed, get his opinion and not hate him.
Actually, that's
So
true because I don't agree with everything Philip says, but
definitely.
it's like I can't help. with the "What's up, you beautiful bastards? Here we bring you a fine day." I'm like, dude, just him starting off like that, I'm already happy. All right.
Yeah.
You can say anything you want to me now, but whatever. And
It,
I've learned so much. I'm subscribed to him as well. Right now he's taking a little hiatus
uh-huh.
to deal with some things this week, but I wish him well. And
Absolutely.
I can see that sometimes the bigger you are, you're a bigger target to get hit. Do you find? Oh, that's a thing. That's a good question. Do you have any reservations or fears that could one day happen to you, where now you're this big target now, and everybody wants something from you for their own selfish needs and gains, and with no interest in your well-being whatsoever?
I feel like, say, I mean, maybe I should be a little bit worried or concerned about that, but one of the main reasons why I'm not, and I've just seen this, and it's like, say, our darker skin, our melanin gives us like a shield from some certain criticism, and I don't champion this. I don't think it's a great thing because I welcome dissent and I want people to challenge me,
Yeah.
but I feel like there's a lot of people that are afraid to go after me because I'm black. Like they're like, oh, I don't want to seem racist or whatever, or I'm picking on a
For
minority or
real.
something. I like it's weird because I see like a lot of people, a lot of my coworkers, I guess a lot of fellow YouTubers get so much shit, like just so much shit, and for saying basically the same thing. And I don't know,
Ah,
it's
that's
like
true. Yeah.
and I feel like, say, there's just like somewhat of a I mean, I'll even sometimes say something directly to somebody on Twitter, quote them, and anybody else will get blocked, but not me. And I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's not. It's almost patronizing, in a
Yeah.
certain way, and
Black
so
privilege, I guess.
black privilege, seriously, and it's the thing that, like, and I don't really want to be, because I've always, like, say, I recognize who I am, and and all that kind of stuff, but I would love to just have ideas just shared without having to get race always mixed into it. It would be like, oh, of course you would think this because blah blah blah. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
I would like
Yeah.
to, but it just seems like as I'm moving at this level that I've gotten to so far, the amount of hate that I've gotten is so minimal. It is so minimal
You mean
for certain.
the pro black stopped coming to your channel and calling you coon?
Now that's even that stuff is so minor. And like, say, the thing that I've thought that, say, at a certain point some of these bigger channels, some of these bigger like these black supremacists would be calling me out more. Like
Yeah.
I've only seen these little blips of, and sometimes what I would have to do, like, it's so small, I have to do the what, Control F, and then do search. You do the key search for your comment section or whatever on
Yeah.
the page. I
Yeah.
have to, like, search Coon or Uncle Tom, like the C, like, that's how small it is. And I feel like, say, maybe like, because I like to see who's challenging me, because I recognize I really don't want to. People say that I'm part of this, skeptic community, right? They'll say they will call me a
I
skeptic,
don't
and
really see you part of any community.
yeah, see, I appreciate that, and that's
Yeah,
kind of how I
I
work.
just don't. I'm not part of any community, and so I was like, "You're so diverse. I don't understand. How the hell would they put you? Maybe they needed a token black or something. And they just said, well, let's get some
Maybe-
black guy and make him a part
I-
of a community. But I never
Kind of.
seen you part of any community.
Yeah, kind of. That's how it is. Because I mean, if you just, like, say, I try, like, okay, sure, I do try to be skeptical, right? I try to be skeptical when I approach certain things, and the thing is, what I'm really trying to do is, more than anything, is just offer my opinions on the things.
Yeah,
Hopefully, a little bit rational, right? Hopefully, there's just a little bit of logic and reasoning in it. But as far as being, like, say, there's the skeptic community, the ones that say usually they have these topics and they dissect them and then they bring their sources, and then all of a sudden they're held to this high caliber of, if they screw up even once, they're like, just they're just their asses are just put to the flame, right?
right, right,
And
yeah.
I'm just like, say, I don't mind criticism, but I'm just trying to I'm trying to be entertaining, and I'm trying to also just, like, restore a little bit of sanity to the world. Be like, hey guys, let's calm down a little bit, right?
Right, right,
And
right.
so I just want to be, yeah, that's just what I want to. I want to be. I don't want anybody to, look to me for, like, say, somebody told me the other day that they watch my channel to basically be informed, like, on what's going on. And I'm like, oh, please don't do that. Like, Yeah, so I was just like, don't, not my channel. There are way better channels if you really want to know what's going on, especially some people talking about things just very objectively, because that is not like sometimes I try to be objective, but I'm usually just from my point of view, I'm just talking shit, you know?
Yeah,
That's just what I
yeah.
want to do. I just want to have a good time. That's just what it really boils down
You
to. Like,
actually,
let's,
that's the reason why I was like, no, you're so, to me, you're independent because you're having fun.
yeah.
Actually, it's like you're shit posting via video. You're just really having a good time, and you're funny. You're funny, funny, funny. It's like I love serious. I have some serious YouTubers I'm subscribed to just for their political, their commentary where it's just seriousness. I don't expect them to crack jokes, but
Hmm.
when I come to you, it's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. Am I going to laugh today? Am I going to go? Am I going to go? What? I'm not gonna, it's like it doesn't. I don't know what I'm gonna get with you, and I like that. That's something rare, and you are gifted to have that because that's something a lot of people don't have. So that's probably another reason why you're great. One more question.
Yeah.
How was it? I was watching. How did it feel to have Scarce do a clip of you as far as the news is concerned? Like my mouth dropped when because I watch Scarce every now and then.
Hmm.
And when I saw him do a segment on you, I was like,
Well, that, yeah.
how
That just
does
kind of,
that? How did it feel? Like, okay, what was it? What was the aftermath of that?
that was just all it did was just it kind of just showed me that like my channel it's being taken seriously now, because
Wow.
even though say a lot of people don't like take commenting on news seriously, even though I do watch scares. I do
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I do
yeah.
watch scares and stuff like that, and yeah, I thought it was just really interesting because let's be I watch a lot I watch YouTube infinitely more than I watch TV or anything else, and there's a lot of people that I would love to interact with or anything, and it's really cool when something like that happens where when I saw that I was just like, wow, he picked up the story like I did not expect him to do it, and it just showed that like I guess I'm relevant enough to be talked about. Like say if something because this stuff happens to people like this all the time, right?
Yeah.
And but I guess it's just like yeah, like I was like holy shit.
And the
So I
whole
was,
Idubbbz thing too. You had Idubbbz in one of your videos, dude. Congrats.
yeah, I appreciate that. That was I just kind of
He is so.
I
I love this, and I love the whole "say nigger" thing. That was a hoot. I was. I don't know if you felt this way, but I was like, look at all these white people making a big ass deal about this chick getting all like her panties all up her ass about Idubbbz saying "say nigger." I thought
yeah.
the shit was hilarious. What did you think about it?
I mean, it was, especially when you know the full context, when you know, especially what she said to him back in the day, which caused him to do that. She said some stuff to him on Twitter about that, him using the N word. You know, that's what
Oh, I didn't know
she.
that. I thought he was
Yeah,
just going in to troll her.
well, he did, but because of that, it was like say December or something of last year. It was a while ago. She said something and called him out and said like he was a horrible person and said
But
that
she
for
said nigger
saying
several times. We already know.
Of course she did, and that she's just a virtue. She's an idiot,
Right.
and so Idubbbz, being the genius that he is, he went all out of his way to go to the meet and greet, and because of that thing, it manifested into something beautiful, and that's what a lot of people don't understand
Yeah,
is
it
just
did.
how like it's comedy too. It's like there he's not malicious. He's a good guy, and
He
like I
is.
know he's a good guy, and to the point where like it was to be able to talk to Idubbbz and to collab with him, it was I will say it was somewhat strategic, but I didn't know how it was going to go because in one of my videos when I talked about the its situation, I said like he
Hey,
does
Idubbbz, you need a black friend.
basically in a nutshell, like I said, to prove he's not racist, he needs to hang out with me, right? Like so I was being totally stupid and silly, right? So I told people to tweet at him, and it worked enough to where he noticed me. He watched my
Oh,
video, and when I asked him, I just asked him, not expecting anything. If he told me to fuck off, I would have no problem
right,
because
right, right,
he's
right,
guy's
right,
a
right.
rock star, man. This guy's fucking
Yeah,
almost
he
like 4 million
is.
subs. So
Yeah.
when he said, "Yeah, I'll be in the video," like I was still only expecting just him to just say something really stupid and say he
No,
just
he
went all
had a
out.
whole plate
He
of fucking fruit, and did he put sugar on it or
put
something?
yeah
Yeah.
sugar on the fucking pizza, like just to really like I was just like, dude, classic
Oh.
item. Like that, I could not thank him enough for just I'm a fucking blip on just compared to his channel, and it's so cool that he would do something like that. It's
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
so it just really shows like what a great person he is, that he like say it's not about ratings, it's not about numbers. Like it's just like if somebody likes you, you can work with somebody even if they have like I don't know, 2 subs or whatever,
Right,
and
right,
like
right,
say
right.
the situation with you, and it's not like say another person that she's about to hit 20K subs. Her name's Kisara Vera.
Okay.
Like say I found her at 19 subs, and then when I was traveling, I was like, feature on my channel. I really like your content, and now she's at the point where people are constantly wanting to get her on a stream and stuff like because I believe that her content was good. I'm like, hey, you're good, and I'll continue to do that if I'm just in the right place at the right time.
Right,
Like if
right, right.
that's what that was another situation, and so a lot of people, they always try to reach out and say here, this and that and stuff like that. You don't have every time, but sometimes when you're not doing anything, when you're in the mood to watch a bunch of stuff, you can stumble on some fantastic people that are just haven't had the opportunity to shine.
Yeah, yeah. That is so awesome. And you know what? When we make it big and famous, you know what I'm saying, we gonna give you a little big cut, okay? So you probably won't even need that little popcorn money by then.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm definitely, I would love to establish myself to where I would love to take like say a couple of my friends and like have a team and build some type of empire. I don't know. I can only try, but
Dig, you can do
we'll.
anything you want. See, here's the thing I know about you, and I'm serious about this. You can do anything you want if you just sit down and stay focused on it. But you have this, I don't think it's ADD, you get bored real quick and you just move on like this, back and forth, back and forth. You have a magic touch that you can make anything successful if you just focus on it. But you just have to sit still. You get distracted easily.
That's so true.
So
Yeah.
that's all it is. You are destined for success. It's just that you just have to sit down and say, "This is what I'm gonna do," and just stay. Keep your eyes on the prize, and it's yours, like that, like that, like that. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Oh my God. So hey, listen. Oh man, I can't believe time is up, but this is awesome. I'm gonna have to have you on later on this year for a part two, because you know what? We haven't really talked about everything I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
That's just how fascinating your life is, especially with your YouTube channel. But at least this interview has given people enough to where they're like, God damn, I need to go check this guy out, And so I'm gonna have your link to your Twitter, your Facebook, and your absolutely your YouTube channel, so people can go and subscribe. But also, I highly recommend you guys go to his older channel and follow the yellow big brick road all the way to today. I promise you, you will not be disappointed, and then you will appreciate to where he is now, and you'll be like, wow, because I think you will motivate others to realize like shit happens. You get thrown down, but you got to get back up, and you will persevere. You will win if you just keep on keeping on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once again, thank you so much for granting me this interview, and yeah, I can't wait for my subscribers to see it. So, all right,
Okay.
guys, listen. By the way, any last words you want to say, Derek, before we go?
No, not really. I mean, all I can just say is that I appreciate your time. This was a great interview. So, hey, thanks for having me on again. Thanks. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Now, hang on for a second before I hang up. I'm just to tell everybody. All right, Taters. So we're gonna end this interview right now. Remember, if you want to check out Some Black Guy, his links to all of his social media platforms will be available in the description box. Until then, take care. Later, Taters.